Good afternoon, or morning, evening. Depends on when you're watching. Yeah, today is Friday. It's been a long week. Seems like the week went by pretty quick though. Stabilize this. Whew. I did not realize it was Friday until well, I didn't realize yesterday until evening time. Trash goes out on Thursday. And I was like, oh, trash is out. Okay. It's Friday. It seems like the week went by quick. I guess because I got so caught up in um, doing stuff. We were very busy this week. And yeah, I had to, I think you guys saw what happened Monday. I have not put up anything else because I've just been trying to chill. Let me take these glasses off so I can read and see. Happy Friday. Hey, Nikki. I was watching you yesterday. But yeah, my back, y'all. Sunday, I think this started Sunday night. I was in so much pain. Um, yeah, I was in so much pain. I didn't know what was going on. I guess I must have just really strained my back working out. But the pain was so bad. Um, I was about to come on here and say, I'm going somewhere, it's emergency, something. Just tell you guys what was up. But and then I got to thinking, I didn't really panic like I'm having a heart attack because it wasn't in that area, but I was panicked because my back was hurting so bad that I had never felt pain like that. And I have a very high pain tolerance. All these C-section, piece of cake. Piece of cake. Recovery, piece of cake. I don't need meds. I don't need anything. I'm good. But that pain hit me like, am I really gonna have to go to the emergency room? And it was like 10:30, 11 when it really got bad. It was like in my back and then under my rib cage. So yeah, I'm thinking, did I and I know what a fractured rib feels like. So it didn't start there, but it felt so bad. I'm like, did I slip a disc in my back? What? Something has to be broken or just, I don't know. But I just sat down and, put a pillow behind my back. I rubbed some oils on my back and I didn't take anything. I just rubbed the oils. Immediately, I felt relief and I was like, okay, I'm not having a heart attack. But I was on the phone talking to my husband. He was like, what's wrong with you? And I'm like, man, I don't know. I'm thinking, I don't want to move. I don't want to do anything. But I said, I might, I'll let you know if I have to go to the emergency room. And then I felt better, like, I don't know, a little while before we went to the store. So I said, let me go to the store because it was supposed to rain all week and I needed to go to the store. And so I said, I can make it, you know, the 2 minutes down the road to Costco and in this halfway in the store. I'm like, oh, we got to hurry up. I didn't even get nearly as much as we usually get during this time because I was just trying to hurry up. Just trying to hurry up and get enough. I still haven't been back. I was going to go to Aldi. I haven't been to any store. I'm going to go tomorrow, but I got enough to suffice for the week. But yeah, that was a whole fiasco. So I didn't do anything. I wasn't, I'm like, the floor need to be, I said, you know what, forget this. I'm not doing anything because I know if I mop the floor, I'm going to strain my back even more. I stayed in the bed because you guys know I was not getting ready to climb the stairs. I think, I don't even know what they ate. It was pain just to do that, just to go down and get them something to eat. And Yeah, so we didn't do anything. So I guess that's kind of why it went quick. But then Tuesday, I think I felt a whole lot better. So I didn't have, the pain was completely gone. So I'm like, okay. But man, I have no idea. So I just been chilling. Yeah, and it was funny because my sister was telling me about her husband. She almost was gonna do the same thing for him. He was talking about his back. So what are you gonna do, uh, mama? Mama, dog, what happened? Good thing you weren't driving. I know, right? Yeah, it just got to hurting. We got the stuff in, and like I said, Costco is only 2 minutes, so I made that 2 minutes, and I was like, came in the house. I said, y'all got to bring the stuff in here. I can't deal, and I just hurried up and did the little haul while the stuff was on the counter because it wasn't a lot. Because normally I don't, I stop because it's just too much stuff. But I did. Let me see. I think I did film in the store, or somebody filmed. I don't know. I can't remember. Somebody did film, and yeah, but it's just too much stuff. So I went ahead and put that up, even though I have another. I did a shop with me 2 weeks ago, and I still haven't, or shop with us. I still haven't put that up, and that's another thing. I haven't put anything up because I haven't been wanting to sit here like this. Because when you're on the computer, you're still leaning, and I didn't want to lean. So I was like, you know what? I'm gonna leave this computer, these videos alone, because I don't want to, prolong the situation. If I can just hurry up and heal. So yeah, but I don't know. I was just sitting here thinking, trying to figure some stuff out, and just thinking about stuff. It's a lot of different. It's the end of the year for a lot of people. I see a lot of people going different directions as far as schooling and thoughts and things like that. And boy, I can't, I got to get this book out. I really do. Because I see so much and I want to say so much, but I can't say anything. But it's the same thing that keeps coming up. And I'm like, man, not to say I have the solution, but I have the solution. It's just one problem that everybody keeps complaining about, and it's one minor adjustment that everybody needs to do, and that will just smooth things out. And the thing is, I can't, the book is going to guide you. It's not going to fix it, but you have to be open to see what the issue is. So yeah, it's just one of those. I just been watching everybody. um I just don't put myself in that category. I don't. And for that reason, I can't say I'm in that category with a lot of you guys on this situation. But I understand it. I totally understand the situation, but it's not as bad. So yeah, I'm gonna just get it out because I can't really unpack that. But yeah, it's not that bad. You're not alone. It's not the end of the world. It's not the end of the world at all. People do understand. It's just the way it's being looked at, the situation's being looked at. Um, I'm talking about everybody keeps saying homeschooling is lonely. I beg to differ on that because it's something you have to do, and it's so simple. It's so simple, but again, people just totally miss it. Get ready for catch you on the next. Okay. Well, have fun at that game. I'm not finna go nowhere. And it's cold today too. It's cold. I don't know. It's probably like 50 something degrees out of nowhere. I'm like, what? It's windy. So yeah, I'm staying in the house. But what I want to just kind of talk about today is learning, homeschool learning or home teaching versus learning. There's a big difference There's a big difference in the approach. Um, and again, it's really I don't want to say strange, but common. The approaches are different for new homeschool parents versus older homeschool parents. And I think it's just parenting in general is different. It's just totally different. And so we tend to approach things just differently, period. But I hear a lot of uh, people saying, um, people are, they feel like they're doing a whole lot of stuff and wonder and may say something to somebody and they're saying, well, you do too much, or a whole lot of stuff, and then they wonder, well, what are you doing? um and on both sides it's a lot of everybody wants to be right. Put it like that. But I kind of understand what the person on the other side is saying by you're doing a lot of stuff. And that's what I'm saying about teaching. I see a lot of people teaching kids. And I have said this forever and ever and ever. There's only so much you can teach a child. After they get a certain age, there's not much you can teach a child. A child is going to learn whether they want to or not. You can teach them, quote unquote. The only thing you're doing is making your job hard. And that leads to a whole lot. Um, yeah, let me see. I got some kids I have to teach how to drive. And actually, I don't have to teach them anything. I wasn't taught. Let me see. Have I taught? Did I teach Jet? No, no, no. That's not how we do it. My dad said, this is what you do. He put you in a car, and that's what you did, and went on about his business. So, yeah, it's just that simple. But people, oh, I can't just put my child in the car and say drive. Yes, you can. Yes, you can. Um, you can. I would drive to go pick my mom up from work. My mom didn't tell me to go drive. She only we lived down or worked down the street, but I had to cross a major street. I just used common sense. Um, I knew what the gas and the brake and the rear view mirrors were, and the side mirror and stuff like that. Um, that's how I learned. You know, I taught myself. So again, there are a lot of things that I see, uh, going on, and it's really unnecessary. Hey, Miss Sealy, mommy, happy Friday. And it makes the job a lot harder. So you spend time teaching, 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 and then you get a lot of resistance a lot of times because, for one, that's not what that child wants to do. That's not what that child wants to learn, or something you just may not, you may be the child just may be totally disengaged. Period, and you just continue to try to teach, teach, teach it, and then you spend all this time only to find out they didn't remember anything. Stop teaching them and learn them. Again, it's a totally different thing. Now, it's some things that I can say, hey, look at this. I can go get all the books in the world on all these different people. I'll show you guys a lot of books. But that's not what I'm doing with those books. I'm not sitting down for, oh, we have to do this. I've come back with all the library books from the library. Half the time, I'm reading the books. I got a stack I need to finish now. It's not just, you're going to read this book. And then I talked to you guys the other day about actually how I use those books. So again, it's still not, a whole lot of people. We mainly do like biographies and stuff like that. But I'm not trying to feed them information to learn about all these different people. That's not how you learn. Most people can't remember stuff like that, not unless you have a photographic memory. I can remember a lot of details about a lot of people because I do have a photographic memory. But most people are not going to remember. You're not going to remember each and every little fact. And most people are teaching kids like that to retain those facts. Even when we do geography and history and stuff like that, they're not going to. It's the way you present it. It's the way they receive it, and the way they can interpret it is what makes a difference. Because you can have a chat, you can make them write facts, and they can remember it. That's how you, if you want to teach it to them like that, it can be done like that. So I see a lot of that kind of thing. It's more or less like training, like school, like uh, yeah. This is homeschool. It's not training a kid to work. I don't know. It's some craziness. I don't understand, but I know parents my age just don't teach like that, or don't homeschool like that, because we don't teach. We learn our kids. We don't have time to teach our kids. Who has time for that? I just hang with people who don't homeschool. Girl, I can't. I have to private conversation you, but wow, wow, you just said a whole lot, and whoever is watching and whoever reads that comment, I got a whole spiel on it. So yeah, and me too. Okay, I concur. That's why I don't even identify myself. I am me. I'm me. I am not a homeschool mom. I am me. Okay, I am not. I don't label myself as that. I am me. That's the whole issue right there. I got friends. I don't anymore. Yeah, it's the tag, because it's the tag. That's that little tag stuff. I don't even. That's why I told y'all a long time ago. Homeschool. What is that? This is just what we do. I don't. I don't know. I just put it on there because that's the little handle that is there. But I don't. We don't identify like that. Not at all. But yeah, I got the whole. You know, all the words coming out in the book. And yeah, hopefully it'll a sanity saver, for one. But that label right there contaminates everything. It contaminates the family. It contaminates the husband and wife structure. That little bitty label, those two words, contaminates your friendships. So, and it is, it's once you read, you'll receive it the way you want to receive it. Those of you that don't receive it, so be it. But it is what it is. I just, labels, just like when it tell you, somebody tell you your kid is you know whatever. No, they're not. That's the label. It's a label. It's a label. And if you want to put yourself, put that label on yourself, you have that mindset. Just talking about the kids got what is it, ADHD? Ain't no ADHD. You tell them kids to go get that video game, they can sit down on their computer and focus just as good and fine. Go outside and kick that ball around. Ain't no ADHD. There's no such thing. No such thing. These kids need to be challenged. The little boy on here, they tried to say that about that little boy. That little boy can crochet up some stuff. He just needed to keep his hands busy. That's it. The little boy, he was adopted from Africa. But yeah, those the labels. So anywho, teaching, learning. I just, like I said, it does make a huge difference in the outcome, the input. Because if I get up, oh, I gotta teach my kids this. I'm gonna tell you, I don't feel like teaching nobody nothing. I'm just tell you straight up. This is real, uncandid, raw, uncut. I don't want to teach you nothing. Y'all have to learn it. I'm tired. I'm too old for that. Too old. No, I'm not neglecting my kids. Mm-mm. And whether I taught it to them or not, believe it or not, y'all, they learned it. Believe it or not, they learned it. So, yeah. Like I said, just, it's the way you present it. You don't have to do a whole lot of stuff. I think just sitting down and really taking a look at that end. What do you want to see in the end? I see this child, the way we approach our history, our let's to somebody, our I want to say friendships, within the family, with outside the family, things like that. We did we did a great job. We did a great job. I'm not saying we're perfect or anything like that, but we did a great job in diversifying the kids and teaching that, bringing that culture, hey, in and making sure that it's there and etched in their their thinking and their ways enough. I mean, I got a child that majored, though actually double majored, but African and African American studies, because we got African art on the wall, these books, all that stuff. That's what she knew, and that's what she took. That says a lot. It says a whole lot. She did not lose her culture. Going to Duke is not Ivy League, but it is Ivy. It's just about. So I can say, I saw that, and yeah, I am so proud that she took that and did what she did. And not many kids could, that's a hard field in itself. I don't, her plans to further that, I already know what she's doing. I don't really talk about that. That's her business. But you know, it's a thing. It's a good thing. So I didn't, there was no spent a lot of time spent on doing this and that and trying to do this and that. It's like, the stuff I'm trying to think about, I'm gonna teach them. They already figured it out anyway. So I just saved myself some time. Blessings. Hey. Um, yep, save myself some time and some headache. Talking about something. Um, man, a thought just slipped my mind. I was gonna make another point. Hmm. I don't know. It is what it is. I said, teaching. But yeah, you will have people that will, look at you differently, and because they don't do, nobody does the way everybody else does. That's just a given. But again, a lot of times I see a lot of stuff, a lot of lip service, and a lot of pictures. And y'all, again, those pictures are very doctored. Okay, Instagram pictures. And I'm gonna show you something on Instagram. It's a mess. It is not perfect. I'm gonna show you. Oh, look at the table. It's a mess. Let me take a picture of this and put it on Instagram. That's what I do because that's real. I'm not gonna clean it up. I'm coming on here showing you I'm cleaning up because that's real life. I'm not gonna show you the clean stuff. I mean, yeah, I'm gonna clean it up, but you want to see that everybody else is like you. What's the point? Anybody can go grab some books off a shelf, put them on the table, make it look real nice, and then go put them back on the shelf. Oh, I just needed a post for the day. Man, some people, and some people get so, in their feelings behind that. Man, go stage you some books and put it on the table then. Stack them up, make them look real nice. I'm just saying, y'all have to think. People are not teaching these kids the way they saying they teaching these kids. Real life happens. I see some people, man, they have all this laundry list worth of stuff and they have all these kids. And I'm like, now my kids are pretty much, y'all know I have grown kids and stuff like that, and they in and out and all about, and they help. But I see people with little kids and their husband be gone, to work. And I know good and well they don't have free time. And they don't spend all their time teaching these kids, because who in their right mind would? Can't nobody stand their kids after a certain time. That's real. Okay. Um, but they make it seem like that's all they do. All they do, all the time. And I'm like, I know you be at the store because you went and showed this, this, and this. Every time you at the store, you at the restaurant, you at the this, you at the that. How you doing all this stuff? You got little kids, okay? I'm talking 4, 5, 6. That's them real little ones. They can't do nothing for themselves. You got to help them. Sometimes it take them 10 minutes to decide if they want cereal or oatmeal. Let alone trying to teach them how to color the picture the right color. So you mean to tell me you have all these kids and you get all this stuff done, even with that little kid? And then when they having a fit because they crayon broke, they pencil broke, they can't find the right pencil. They don't want to work in this book. They don't like that paper. They didn't like the shirt you picked out. But you got time to do all of this. And help your other kids. Teach your other kids. And then you got some that, oh, they're very, very I don't want to say genius. They're very bright, very smart. They just get it. They get it. They get it. Okay, well, how come every time you showing something, you standing right over them? How come they only doing this? That's what I don't understand. If they're that bright, why is it that you're standing there teaching them something? They could be teaching you. Things just don't match up. And then the maturity level also of kids. I see so much fakeness for real. It's like, oh, my child is this, this, and this, but they still playing with XYZ. I'm not gonna call nobody out. And I'm like, that child ain't no more mature than the man in the moon. For real. Well, you're not fooling nobody. You're really not. And you can see how the kids behave. So you can kind of tell, even in a few minutes. Because if you watch people over time, you get to know people. You know people, you know their habits, you know how they are. Because I know a lot of people look at a lot of people make comments. That kid is bratty. You need to control. Now, I'm not just talking about homeschool kids, but people will talk about people kids, and they shouldn't. You need to, there's no discipline. They nitpick about anything. Some of the stuff is true. It is true. Some of the parents will say it about their kids. My kids got behavior. So you didn't spend all this time dealing with behaviors. How are you teaching them anything? So, that's that Instagram, Pinterest perfect kind of stuff. Have people in their feelings. Don't I look at that stuff and I'm like, wow, that's really nice. Let me look at my table. Dang, I got like 5 stacks of books right here. Some broken pencils. Some paper on the floor. I'm good. I let it go. I just look at the picture and let it go. Because I'm like, well, that's not my reality. And then I say, I got kids that graduated from universities. And I just keep smiling at that picture. You guys, make your own picture. Don't fall into that. Do not fall into it. It's better to have these kids learn than it is to spend that time teaching them. Okay? Let them learn. They are going to learn again what they want to learn. um, you think back to yourself. You're going to learn what you want to learn. It's so many kids. Um, tell y'all, my kids in here, they trying to con Mari some clothes. You want to learn how to con Mari? Okay, we're going to con Mari your clothes. That's what we're going to do. Let them learn what they want to learn. Just, sit back and just watch and see, um, what they do. It's not that sometimes kids, you spend a lot of time trying to teach them stuff, and it's just over their head. It's like somebody talking to you in a conversation, and you're not hearing what they're saying because you're just not interested. And the kids are the same way. It doesn't matter if they need to learn it, quote unquote, if they don't want to learn it or they're not ready to learn it. Most of the time, that's what it is. They're not ready. They're not capable. There's no, child needs to be a certain age to learn this and understand this. That's not completely true. There are things that you need to be doing. Now, I see people that could be doing more than they are, and they're not because they're too busy doing other things. That's another thing. People claim, I'm doing this and I'm doing that, but you're really not. Because in the daytime, when these chats start going, man, there'd be so many people and so many people chats. I'm like, it ain't nobody homeschooling today. Wow. Everybody in the chat complaining about this, complaining about that. And I'm like, dang. Whoever started it must be having a bad day. Oh, boy. I don't know. But spend more time. If you want to teach yourself the things that you don't know so that you can help them versus trying to teach them. A lot of us are put in situations, as homeschoolers, it's a thing that we know everything. And that's kind of like a comment that people get if you tell them you're homeschooling. Oh, I couldn't do that because I don't know this and I don't know how to do that and I never learned this. No, we don't know everything. Doorbell. That must be on packages. Anyway, they got the door. But spend that time learning. Learn yourself what it is you need to in order to help them, because you may learn something, you may not know something, and you're trying to teach them. Them kids probably already can learn it. They probably can teach you. So I would spend, take that time and spend more time focusing on that rather than all that energy trying to teach them. Now, all the people down there, okay, I can say all of them down there. They might want to get the door. Oh boy. So yeah, so many examples of teaching, just outside of school, anything, just teaching, 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 and it just does not work. It's so much, there's so many more examples um when you think about it. Something you tried to teach, or something, even somebody tried to teach you something and it just didn't happen. But when you discover something, you learn something on your own, it's much more gratifying. We get taught a lot of things. We got, get up and go get a job. We get trained. We don't want to do that mess. We got to learn it to do the job. So think about the kids. They don't, it's the same thing. You have that same attitude. You don't really want to do it. And so you're not going to put all your effort and your energy. When these kids say, "Oh, I want," I give them a little taste of something, a little taste of that. Okay. When they really go for something, okay, let's go for it. You sure you want to? Yeah, you want to learn about this? Yep. Okay. And that's all I do. And if they don't, that's why I don't. It's I just cannot spend all my time, even with the help, with everybody around here. I have to work. I have to sit here and talk to you guys. I have to have my me time, stuff that I want to do. I can't sit here and spend all this time teaching them all kinds of stuff. I was homeschooled. I got the books and I sat down and read the books. And that's what I did. I was given the books, sit down, read the books. I learned everything I need to learn. That was it. I was sitting here thinking it was just so much stuff that I did as a child that I think about now. I'm like, okay, cleaning. I'm just showing you guys the cleaning stuff. Chores. I was thinking about chores. We didn't This the type of love, baby. Tripping on you. Little kid. Did I, because little kids can fold laundry and all of that. Little 2, 3 year old can do all that. Teach them how to clean the table. Y'all, I didn't do that. And I didn't really struggle trying to figure out how to show the kids this is what to do or help them learn how to do it. But I didn't do that. I wasn't raised like that. We had housekeepers. Yeah, we had housekeepers. I guess I was a little privileged, but yeah. So, yeah. I didn't grow up in that era. Now, cleaning, at a point, cleaning my room and stuff like that. My mom would come in. I was a pretty neat kid, but my mom would KonMari the room. See, KonMari wasn't even invented. She would KonMari the room. Just throw everything in the trash, and that was it. And it wasn't never a mess anyway. But that's how she did it. Our house was always neat. We had minimal stuff. We had a lot of stuff, but it was very minimal. It wasn't like useless stuff, and that's why I say I don't tend to have a whole lot of stuff that we don't use. I don't have time. If I don't have time to sit here and teach these kids like this, I don't have time to clean up either. It does not make sense to continue to collect stuff. I don't want to sit here and look at a whole bunch of stuff because you still have to clean that. We had a housekeeper, but she worked me. I didn't realize it. Yeah, we did. I knew, and sometimes we used to go pick her up. But yeah, I remember. I grew up with talking, socialization, older people. Um, I was a little man. I was a smart little kid. I have to give it to myself. I just was. I guess I just learned from a lot of people because um, I did stuff that little kids my age shouldn't have been doing. You can go outside when you're 3 years old by yourself. I'll be down across the, I would say down the street, but my neighbor, Miss Margaret, lived behind us. So I get up and go down the street to Miss Margaret house next door, eat breakfast with her. Miss Margaret was probably about 60, 70. I don't know. She was old. But stuff like that. Nobody taught me that. I just got up and did it. Go help her, do whatever around the house. I learned how to garden, and that's something that I want to. Now that's something that I can say you have to kind of teach a child if you're going to do something like that, because you got to teach them about the uh and you don't really get them a book, but you have to teach them about the growing seasons and stuff like that. um how to, the right way to lay stuff out, stuff like that. So that's something I am going to do. And I don't know, I guess it's just seasons and all kind of stuff happening, because we always had gardens. I cannot remember how we got, I guess when we went overseas, maybe we got caught up with going to the grocery store for produce. My grandmother had a garden. Everybody, my dad still has a garden. Everybody has a garden. So I'm like, I get kind of, sometimes I get confused going to the grocery store getting produce, because it just, and with all the chemical stuff, that just throw me off. But yeah, they saying they want to, and I've been telling them, okay, this is what we're going to do. So, and we have pretty good seasons out here. We have a long, so we have a while. We're ready to start some stuff shortly, and we'll have a long while before it gets cold. Growing a genius. Hey, I like that. Growing. All right. The housekeeper got paid. Girl. But yeah. So, I mean, you teach them how to be consistent with things, how to follow through with things, how to, the main thing you can teach a child is how to think for themselves. And schooling wise, I am teaching them how to learn, not teaching them things. I'm teaching them how to learn. They have to learn how to learn on their own. And if you spend more time teaching them, they won't. Oh my goodness. Ask her to not do that. I'm trying to do my bed, but you won't let me. You're trying to do your bed. Ask her to get up so you can do your bed, okay? Say, please get off of my bed so I can make it. Hmm. She's trying to make her bed. I didn't teach her how to make the bed. But you ever hear a 5-year-old cry because they can't make their bed? Y'all, I can't make this stuff up. I can't. You heard her. Never mind that it's probably like almost 5:30 at 6 o'clock. She has a reason why it wasn't made, or why she's trying to make it again. But really, have you ever heard a 5-year-old cry because they can't make their bed? And not because she can't make her bed. Somebody's not allowing her to make her bed. Most kids wouldn't even care. I was tell I was tell the girls to think, boo, thank yous that be of mine. Yeah. And so you have to yeah, encourage them to think, because we, tend to get so caught up, and then kids get around, they go out into the world, you send them to higher education, they have no idea what to do, because you have been there all this time teaching them something. Professor is not going to sit there and teach your child. They're not. And if that's what you're doing now, that's going to be ingrained into them, and they're going to have the hardest time transitioning in life. Even a job. A job is not going to teach them common sense. The job is going to train them to do what they need them to do. But if they don't have that common sense, okay, and that's because you have been there coaching them on what to do all along, instead of letting them learn to make that mistake. Don't touch that stove. Let them touch that stove so they can understand if you touch it, you will get burned. There's no other way around that because they're going to get curious one day and you're not going to be around. But yes, there are parents like that that will continue. No, I'm going to teach my kids this and that. Those are the ones that usually end up in trouble once they get out of the house. Those are the ones that run out of the house. Your kids ready to graduate and they say, "Oh, I want to go to this school out in this way far away out of state." They want freedom. They are running for freedom. Those kids usually end up in trouble though. They end up in serious trouble because they've been on that short leash all their lives. They don't know what it feels like to learn. They've been taught everything they can't. Man, I can get into some stuff, but it's not good. It's not good at all. Nope, can't go to class prepared. Yep, almost bad time. Sounds like my Layla Brittany. Oh, too precious. But yeah, so you want to, not hold on to them like that. You have to teach them to think for themselves. They have to be able to understand um social situations, same thing. All that's gonna, that's coming out of my book. But there are a lot of situations where kids are at home and they have no peer interaction, peer socialization, or sibling socialization. Okay, is what everybody is passing as socialization. Let me just put it like that. I saw something that was very was a very PP situation of socialization that they was trying to pass off as my child's being socialized as a homeschooler. I'm like, what the flip? And it was like bold. Yeah, my child's being socialized. Not. Not at all. And I know I'm not the only one that saw that. It's a lot of people that seen it. But it's sibling socialization. And then it's not good because you got the moms coming in. Oh, my kids can't get along. They can't do this. They can't do that. And I had already talked about the discipline aspect. Everybody's blaming it on the homeschooling. It's not the homeschooling why your child is undisciplined. Your child was undisciplined before you started homeschooling. You just didn't recognize it because you weren't uh that focused on them 24/7. They were undisciplined from the beginning. So yeah, the socialization, sibling socialization, it's good. It's good that they get along, but they also need to learn how to be judged by their siblings, and they need to be learn how to be judged by people that are not their siblings or family. That's just reality. I'm glad you saying that, not me. But yeah, they don't count. They really don't. Okay. And like I said, I got a whole lot of book worth of stuff. I'll speak from experience. Siblings don't count. They have to be able to interact with new people. Exactly. And people are not doing that. They're not. For one, you can pull the kid away from school or out of school or whatever that situation may be because you don't want Johnny next to Sally. That's my child. I don't like you. Somebody approach you somewhere, you turn in the other way. You don't want nobody to touch your kid. You don't want nobody to talk to them. You don't want to talk to nobody. How the heck you socializing your kid? And then the first time somebody say homeschool kids are not socialized. That is the truth. They are not. The majority of them are not. Nobody wants to say it, but the majority of them are not. There are social clubs. There are sports. Kudos to those of you that put your kids in sports, lessons. If you are in co-ops, still that may be forced, but they are being socialized. The ones that are sitting at home doing nothing, saying, I'm doing a Better job than the school. Your child is not being socialized, bottom line. Bottom line, they're not. Like I said, I'm going across the street to the neighbor over there, over there, over there. I did all kind of stuff. Um, yeah, just all kind of stuff. You know, some stuff I just sitting here think I'm like, man, I just remember that because I can remember a lot of my childhood, but some stuff just starting to pop back in my head. And I'm like, oh, or somebody will say something. I'm like, yeah, that did happen, or you can remember that. So, you know, it's like, oh, maybe that's the reason why I do what I do. You know, because of that experience. But yeah, you have these kids have to. Social anxiety disorders are real. I hear it all the time. I saw it on my co-op. Yeah, and people have it. You know, they don't even realize. You know, they do.
What's for dinner?
What's for dinner? Is it dinner time already?
No.
Okay. What's today?
Uh, Layla.
Friday. Okay. Looking like a ballerina. Fish is for dinner. Get out of here. You go cook. What? Do you have money? We got money. Do you have money?
Yeah, you guys have money.
I don't have no money. You got lights. I just paid the light bill. Bye. I paid the light bill. I don't have no money. I'm broke. What we got? Yeah, we got money. That's why we got what we got. That's all they want to know is what's to eat. Mm. Man, I can't even teach these kids manners. See? What? I'm just what's today? Girl. Ooh, she know because on Fridays they usually have fish. So that's what I'm going there and make them. She probably just saying she does not want to know, but yeah, that's what I was in here doing. Trying to make a while I'm resting my back, make a plan, some kind of meal plan, and put them little jokers in the kitchen. Cause it seems like they just keep eating and eating and eating. I don't know. We don't go through a lot of food like I see some families do. I'm like, my goodness, that seemed like a whole lot of food. We just don't eat like that. But we having some thinking this is a what is this place? Burger King. You get it your way, and I'm like, no, this is not get it your way. I don't have time to stand here and cook all day, and I don't eat breakfast until lunchtime, and it's usually not breakfast, but and that's usually the only time I eat anyway. But that means I'm in the kitchen all day, and I'm like, no, that is not gonna happen. We have to get some more stuff in the freezer because I just do not have time for this.
Hey, you online?
Yeah. Why? I'm finna get off. What is it? Well, you could tell me in a minute. Don't say it out loud because it's personal.
I served.
Wait a minute. This what the door was? Okay, I'm finna get off the phone. Don't say nothing out loud. What? Dang, when is the day? Don't don't say nothing. Point to it. No. I'm gonna get off so I can read this because it's personal. All right, y'all. Let me.
When is statute of limitation for the state of Texas for debt?
Hey, let me get off of here, y'all. I will talk to you guys